Okay, I don't know how to work this thing. This is my intro to Booktube video. If you don't know what that is, it's a corner of the internet that I am obsessed with. I talked about this on TikTok a little bit, but Booktube, BookTok, Bookstagram, the corner of the internet that is solely book content is all that I consume, and I'm obsessed with it. Wait, was that loud? Booktube is something that I've always wanted to be a part of. I have been dreaming about making my own Booktube channel since I was literally 17 years old, and I don't know why I've never done it. It just seemed really intimidating, seemed like people wouldn't be interested in what I have to say. Books are my entire life, and I would just love to document that, I guess. You know, it's like a small little dream that I've had since I was a teenager, and now I'm 25 and I still haven't fulfilled that, but it's still something that I think about. You know, even if no one watches these videos except for me, this is something I want to do, something I've wanted to do for a really long time, so I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so this is kind of an introduction video, why I'm here, what I want to do, ideas that I have and stuff. So I started watching Booktube in 2017, and my OG Booktube creators were Peruse Project, Haley in Bookland, Caleb Joseph, Emma Books. Who else did I watch back in the day? A Clockwork Reader. All of those creators I'm like still subscribed to and still like watch their content. In college, I really started getting into Jack in the Books, Jack Edwards, Noelle Gallagher. I was obsessed with her. Steph Bower, of course. The Book Leo. UnCarly, she was a big one. I still watch her content too. Yeah, and then in recent years, since I've been graduated, there's been this new like wave of book girlies that have gotten really popular. Haley Pham, Sarah Crowley, Destiny Sidwell, Rachel Catherine, Emmy Rossum. I don't know if they've been making content for years, but I just started watching them in recent years, and I just love them, and I think they're great, and they're like my age doing this thing that I've always wanted to do. I'm not expecting like much from it. It's just, like I said, a little dream that I've always had that I'm itching to satisfy. So basically my credentials of doing this is that all I do is read. I actually started tracking my reading in 2018, and I've like transferred that data over my current book journal. So in 2018 I read 19 books, and then 2019 I read 16 books, a little bit less. 2020 I read 24. 2021 I read 25. Kind of reading like 20-ish books every year since I started logging it. And then I don't know what happened. In 2022 I read 60, and then in 2023 I read 84, and then in 2024 I read 91. And now it's 2025 and it's August, end of August. I've read about like 60. Something happened in 2022. I just started reading constantly all the time. I thought I heard a knock. Basically in 2022, when I started like really reading a lot, I was like, okay, I can do this. I read so many books, I can recommend books. I remember I had first mentioned doing something like this back in high school, and like someone close to me was basically like, that sounds so dorky, and I let that get in my head, when now I'm like, of course it's dorky. I want to read books all day and talk about them. Like, that's like the definition of dorky. Why did I let that deter me from something I wanted to do when it's not even an insult? Yeah, duh. Sorry if you can hear. I live on a construction site, so there is just like noise. I've tried to block it out as much as possible. Booktube is something I have been watching literally every single day for the past 8 years. I know that there's a pocket of the internet that is really into this sort of thing because I'm in it. I used to be really active over on my Instagram stories about the books that I was reading, updates, ratings, reviews, and I got a lot of good feedback on that, a lot of positive interaction. My own little book club between me and like these random people in my DMs who have so read that book, who I may have like not talked to in years otherwise. And so that was really cool. And then I had a couple people tell me that I should start my own Bookstagram. And if you don't know what that is, it would just be like a separate Instagram account completely dedicated to what I'm reading, what I thought about the books that I just read, you know, recommendation style post. But I never did that because in the back of my head I knew that I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to do booktube, not only because I personally love YouTube. YouTube and Pinterest are my most used apps, and they're the only social media outlets that don't make me feel weird. I don't know, Instagram and TikTok can be like a weird place sometimes. I never get that with YouTube and Pinterest. Like, I can be on there for hours and still feel like myself, if that makes sense. I knew that I didn't want to do Instagram, like Bookstagram, because I love to talk. I didn't want to like type out my thoughts. I wanted to speak them. I love to read and I love to talk, and I can do both all day long. I would like to make more bookish content on TikTok, but it's just not my favorite. Genuinely, my favorite thing is long form content. I really love YouTube videos, and I really love long YouTube videos. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I will take Mike's mic videos and I will just like carry him on my phone everywhere I go. You know how he posts the 3-part videos and each video is 2 hours long? I have watched those like over and over and over and over and over again. Love him. I love long form YouTube content. I don't know. I won't sit there and watch it like a movie. I'll just like carry him around while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. Same thing when Larry Reed's post hour-long YouTube videos, like reading vlogs. I'm like, okay, my show is on. Love long form content. Not that I'm gonna sit here and talk for 2 hours, because I'm not, but I'm just saying I feel more comfortable making and watching long form content. Okay, so that's basically it for my introduction video. My like, please let me be here because I want to be. It's not that serious, but I just want to make booktube videos, recommendation videos, wrap-up videos. A lot of ideas. I have a whole list of ideas. I had to film a video where I was doing like a wrap-up video, and then I did this little introduction part in the beginning, and it just like felt way too much. So even if no one watches this and no one cares, I wanted to separate them anyway. Also, this is like a side note, but I used to live in Thailand. I lived in Southeast Asia for a year, mostly Thailand, and I had people tell me, it's like friends and family, that I should vlog some of it. And at the time I was glad that I didn't, because I really felt like I lived in the moment. Every moment was precious, and my memories are just think of so fondly. But now that I'm not there anymore, I wish that I had something to look back on more than my camera roll. I wish I had vlogged even just once, or like 3 little vlogs throughout the whole year or whatever. I don't know. I wish that I had, now that I don't have that opportunity. Now I live in Hawaii. I've lived here before, but I moved back a year and a half ago. I've never vlogged anything. I'll make the occasional TikTok every now and then, but like I've never properly vlogged any of my life, and I just thought maybe I should. You know, I have regrets about not doing that in Asia. Maybe I should do it just every once in a while, a little day in my life, week in my life, even if it's just for my mom. Like show our future children or whatever. So that's the plan. Mostly booktube videos, some Hawaii life vlogs sprinkled in. My name is Kenzie, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, that's me. That's the big update. Sorry if I keep looking over here. I've never done this before. I've never recorded myself. I'm feeling a little bit like this is silly, but it's something that I really want to do, and I think I'll get better at it as time goes on. But thanks for watching. I'm glad you're here, and if you like bookish content, or if you don't know that you like that but you like to read, stick around. Stick around if you want bookish content. I definitely want to make like a fall reading recommendations video, because spooky season is coming up and there are so many good books. I'm definitely like a seasonal reader, even though I live in a climate that's the same all year round. I'm always hot, I'm always sweating, but I will still save most of my thrillers for the fall time, read a lot of my cute romances in the summertime. This is just how my brain works. That's how I like to do it. But thanks for watching my first video. Okay, bye.